Bishop Easterling and members of the Baltimore-Washington Annual Conference. In 2015, Pacomath Camp and Retreat Ministries, a separately incorporated 501c3, partnered with the Peninsula-Delaware Conference to launch the Center for Clergy Excellence for the purpose of equipping clergy leaders for effective and sustainable ministry. Over the last 6 years, we have trained new clergy in the Residence in Ministry program, seasoned clergy looking to retool and renew, and effective clergy striving to go from good to great. We also developed the Certificate in Congregational Leadership program, a series of online courses for part-time local pastors and certified lay ministers serving in the pulpit. We are excited to expand this partnership to include the Baltimore-Washington Conference. We envision a leadership development approach that will enable clergy and laity of all ages to grow in their capacity to lead self through thriving spirituality as mature disciples of Jesus Christ and through effective self-care. Lead others through collegiality and community, collaborative relationships, and the ability to lead as a non-anxious presence. And lead organizations through vision casting and participative management. One immediate example of the blessing of this collaborative ministry is the Living Well Initiative, a program for clergy designed by clergy. The Living Well team, led by Reverend John Knupp, has been working for nearly 2 years to develop an experience that will help clergy take a holistic approach to their lives and their ministry. The pilot program just launched with 17 participants, including 2 from the Peninsula-Delaware Conference, along with the 8 Living Well team members. The opening retreat provided much-needed rest and renewal, as well as an opportunity to discern where God is leading each person to grow as a disciple and a leader. The pilot program will continue through March 2022 with monthly cohort meetings and a closing retreat. Feedback from the initial retreat affirms its impact. Another example of collaboration is the upcoming Ministry Summit, which will help people of all ages understand that all Christians have a calling, as well as provide guidance to discern that for themselves. The planning team includes members from each annual conference and representation from the Board of Ordained Ministries and Young People's Ministries. The challenges we face are many. The pandemic is not over, making effective leadership more important than ever. Our future as a denomination remains in flux. The just and inclusive society that represents the reign of God is not yet the reality we are working toward. And how we do church as we emerge from the pandemic remains a critical question. At the Center for Vital Leadership, we are working with leaders from both annual conferences to establish the essentials needed to lead in a rapidly changing society. Our vision is to offer vital leadership training in a variety of locations and through a variety of means, to make these leadership essentials widely available to clergy, lay ministers, youth, and leaders of all ages. We know that we can do nothing good apart from the grace of God. Our hope and prayer is that as we journey together, God's grace will transform us into the principled Christian leaders for the church and the world who are needed for such a time as this. With God's help, all things are possible.